No one leaves home unless home is the mouth of a shark. You only run for the border when you see the whole city running as well. Your neighbors running faster than you, breath bloody in their throats. The boy you went to school with who kissed you dizzy behind the old tin factory is now holding a gun bigger than his body. You only leave home when home won't let you stay. No one leaves home unless home chases you, fire under feet, hot blood in your belly. It's not something you ever thought of doing until the blade burnt threats into your neck. And even then, you carried the anthem under your breath, only tearing up your passport in an airport toilet, sobbing as each mouthful of paper made it clear that you wouldn't be going back.
My children, when they say the word border, this is what they mean. They say, if you cross right here with that ball, past this line, past this border, I'm going to give you a point, and you win this game. And we are going to throw up our hands with delight because you were able to get past our defenses, because you were brave and fast and strong, and you crossed this line. When my children say the word border, it means if you cross that line, you get the point and you win the game. If you cross this line, this border that separates your land from mine, this means crossing a boundary makes you a victor, not a criminal. The communities that ICE has targeted, they are laborers in the field. They are the ones gathering Ohio apples and processing livestock for us. The handprints of so-called criminals are on every Buckeye kitchen table in our state. God's wrist does not hold a watch, and God is not a cartographer. God is not a patrol officer, a dictator, or a president. God is not the creator of chains and of bondage or fences or the signs with arrows separating children from womb, separating children from home, separating children from parents. God does not say, go away. God says, bienvenidos, welcome.
You have to understand, no one puts their child in a boat unless the water is safer than the land. No one burns their palms under trains, beneath carriages. No one spends days and nights in the stomach of a truck, feeding on newspaper unless the miles traveled means something more than journey. No one crawls under fences. No one wants to be beaten, pitied. No one searches or chooses for refugee camps or strip searches where your body is left aching, or prison, because prison is safer than a city that is of fire. And one prison guard in the night is better than one truckload of men who look like your father. No one could take it.
From a Buddhist perspective, the law is created by us. So if the law is unjust, then it's our responsibility to change that law. So when we talk about, well, he's just enforcing the law, well, we can look at what's happening as a result. We can look at the suffering that the law creates. And if the law is creating suffering, then it needs to change. And the reason you see so much unity here is that we, as human beings, because of our basic goodness, we know when something's right and when something's wrong. And the reason we're unified in our message against this is because we know it's wrong. It creates suffering, it doesn't fix anything, and it needs to stop. I think what's happening right now, the problem is really a lack of empathy and a feeling of separateness from other people. As I discussed in my talk, in Buddhism, we're taught that there's no such thing as a stranger. we're supposed to look at another human being and see our own face, essentially, because we're all united in our humanity. And larger than that, we're all united in the fact that we're living beings. So if we practiced more loving kindness meditation, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, I love you, and really focused on those words when we dealt with other people, then we'd understand our connectedness and a lot of these problems would go away.
What about those who would, if someone is coming from the perspective of, well, they're being on the offense, they're attacking us, they don't care about love and compassion, they just care about the law. What should we do then?
From the Buddhist perspective, we don't make moral choices based on the actions of others. I'm not responsible for what other people do. I'm responsible for what I do. So regardless of what they say or how they act or behave, it's my responsibility to behave in a way that's in keeping with the Dharmic teachings. So that's compassion, that's loving kindness, that's equanimity. Violence just doesn't fall into that.
The go home blacks, refugees, dirty immigrants, asylum seekers, sucking our country dry. Niggers with their hands out. They smell strange, savage. Messed up their country. And now they want to mess ours up. How do the words, the dirty looks roll off your backs? Maybe because the blow is softer than a limb torn off, or the words are more tender than 14 men between your legs, or the insults are easier to swallow than rubble, than bone, than your child's body in pieces. I want to go home, but home is the mouth of a shark. Home is the barrel of a gun. And no one would leave home unless home chased you to the shore. Unless home told you to quicken your legs, leave your clothes behind, crawl through the desert, wade through the oceans, drown, save, be hungry, beg, forget pride. Your survival is more important.
Laws have to make sense and they have to be reasonable. And I'm all for safety and security. And if you want to arrest gang members that are coming across the border or drug dealers, then do so. But going after people that are working in a meatpacking plant, going after people that are planting geraniums and doing our landscaping, that's not making our community safer. In fact, it's doing just the opposite. It's making our community less safe, because what you're doing is you're ripping apart families. Now you have children that are part of the social safety net that are in foster care. Families end up on welfare. The wage earner is no longer in the home. Homes go into foreclosure. You're losing the tax base. And I just want to add and reiterate, and this is a very important point, that immigrants are a positive for local economies. They're not a drain on the local economy. They're not a drain on our system. Immigrants contribute to this society. They pay taxes.
No one leaves home until your home is a sweaty voice in your ear saying, leave, run away from me now. I don't know what I've become, but I know that anywhere is safer than here.